My name is Victoria, also known as Vickinosecrets, and if I didn't like the truth, I hate me too. In this series, I'm going to make you think, get you inspired, all while making you laugh. So sit back, grab a snack, and discover why I hate me too. Hey everybody, welcome to episode 2 of I Hate Me Too with Vickinosecrets. In today's episode, I'm going to be covering healthier alternatives, especially during this time of self-quarantine when it seems like the only fun thing to do is really snack all day and eat all day. So with that being said, I'm gonna cover a few of my favorite go-to healthy items that I love to snack on, which actually helped me through my own personal weight loss journey. It kept me from going to a lot of the junk foods that I used to crave every single day. Some of my faves was Oreos, Little Debbie's, cookies and cream, ice cream. Oh God. All of this is just to show you all that you can still snack and enjoy what you're snacking on, but without all of the fat and calories. Okay, so first thing I have to show you all is, of course, my wonderful spread of healthy snacks. So as I mentioned before, my thing was Oreos, cookies and cream ice cream. I used to eat that, probably a Blizzard or like a McFlurry. Yes, I actually used to eat McDonald's every other day. Also with a chocolate chip cookie, things of that nature. So I knew my sweet tooth was going to be a big roadblock for me early on. And so that's why I made it a point to research from the very beginning things I could substitute some of my cravings and the junk foods that I love so much for. And so, of course, as you probably already know and hear about, number one is your fruit. I love fruit personally. And so that's why, I'm gonna be honest, your girl couldn't do no keto. I like certain fruits too much. Specifically pineapples. This is a wonderful substitute when you really are craving something sweet and fruity. Even though pineapple has higher sugar in it compared to other fruits, it's still a better and healthier alternative versus going to get a smoothie filled with sugar in it, or a Frosty, or even like your QT slushies. This is a better alternative. Yeah, I'm gonna have to wait a second because this is good. I also like cantaloupe. Something oddly enough, a lot of people don't even think about pears. This is perfect, along with your apples, of course, but I don't think pears get enough love. I love to eat these on the go. It also kind of satisfies any sweet cravings I'm having throughout the day. Or if I'm just finding myself getting bored and I'm just kind of mindlessly snacking, I'll go for that or the cantaloupe. So those are really great alternatives, and they're filled with a lot of water and fiber. So that's key because that keeps you fuller longer. So that's why I love fruit. That's why I made it a very big point for me to eat more of it as I wanted to start losing weight, so that I can kind of break that habit of eating junk food every single day. Another thing I'm going to mention is definitely if you have like that chocolate craving, y'all. So I know it's like the go-to thing to get you a chocolate bar or get you something that's like filled with nothing but like fudge, brownies, things of that nature. You don't have to do that anymore. So something that I learned quickly early on in my weight loss journey was using dark chocolate. So instead of going for the milk chocolate options, I always just start with the dark chocolate. Preferably, I like to make my own dark chocolate covered fruit. So I do it with your strawberries, do it with bananas. You can even do it with the pineapples, of course, y'all. You know, if you want to try with some cantaloupes, do that. I definitely recommend it. It's indulgent, but it also is healthy. And dark chocolate is actually good for heart health. Something that I will mention really quick is that you want to make sure you get the dark chocolate with the most cocoa in it. So just to give you an example, here are some dark chocolate chunks that I use. I actually just melt some of these over the stove, put a little bit of olive oil in it so that it'll soften it, and then just kind of melt it and then dip my fruit in it. So the higher the cocoa, the healthier it'll be, essentially. Meaning the less sugar it'll have in it, less added sugar. So I definitely recommend you trying the dark chocolate. There's really no excuse. I know it's not everyone's favorite. Even if you don't get a high percentage of cocoa dark chocolate, something is better than nothing. That's how I've always looked at this process, and that's how I look at any process. So I know I was focusing a lot on the fruit, but something else, sugar-free JellO. That's another good alternative. Along with sugar-free applesauce too. I know it's like, oh, that's like what little kids eat. That ain't gonna do nothing for me. But this 1 cup is 10 calories. And even if you gotta do an extra cup, so make it 20 calories, because I do it too. I don't really care. It works though. It does the trick. Essentially, you're just trying to satisfy whatever it is that's sweet that you're craving. It doesn't have to totally be something over the top. Sometimes you just need a little of something to make the craving go away. So like getting into more of like your protein bars. Y'all, I don't do protein bars. I tried many of them. Some are a hit or a miss, but for the most part, I don't like that chalky taste to it, that aftertaste that comes with a lot of the protein bars, I personally don't like. And then I also like to know what's in the actual bar I'm eating. So I love Kind bars in particular. So I got the caramel almond and sea salt, and then dark chocolate cherry cashew are like my favorites. I love these because you know what's in it. You know, basically it's just your nuts, the dark chocolate, got cranberry, well, the cherries in this one. You know, it just depends on the type, but it's basically no guessing to it. So I know you're wondering, well, what about the saltiest stuff? What if I'm craving salty items? Well, if you're always craving something salty, I would recommend you checking your iron levels first and foremost, because I've learned since I have low iron that you tend to crave saltier stuff when you basically have low iron. So with that being said, I actually had to find a substitute quick, fast, and hurry to satisfy my craving for salty stuff. I started with my love for tortilla chips, y'all. Like, I can't even emphasize that enough. I used to go to happy hour, get me a pitcher of margarita, Texas margarita, and then just live off of the chips and the queso dip. I didn't even order nothing. I was good with just getting the constant refills of tortilla chips. So that's how much I loved them. I knew I had to find a substitute. And Benito's was that for me. They also have like your black bean chip. These are made out of white beans. And so the one thing I will caution you on is just the amount of sodium in it. So make sure you stick to 1 serving size. The same with like the wheat thins. I get the reduced fat kind. These really like hit home when it comes to me having a craving for anything salty, and it's definitely a much better substitute than getting a big bag of tortilla chips and eating that in one setting, or just eating like, you know, hot Cheetos or whatever else that was basically bad for you. Another thing is the nuts. I like these in particular. I gotta emphasize this. Is the fact that if you eat more than a handful of nuts, you know, you really are going to, you might as well just be eating a Snickers bar at that point. Yeah, nuts are healthier for you to snack on, but in access, they can be very high in fat. So you have to be mindful that you're not doing more than a handful of nuts a day, because they are high in fat after a certain amount. Instead of just getting like the can, so that that mindless snacking thing starts, and then next thing you know it, the whole can is gone. I just get the little 100 calorie packs. That's how I limit my servings of nuts, to make sure that I'm not just mindlessly snacking on them. Also, I like the peanut butter crackers. I know it's crazy, but I do the whole grain ones, not the regular kind. You could do these. They also have it with the cheese, but I prefer the peanut butter. I actually don't even eat the whole pack. I eat probably like 3 of them to satisfy my craving at the moment, or if it's just time for me to have something kind of snack right before my workout or something like that. These are something really good as well. And then also, to go along with my beautiful fruit spread, I mentioned dark chocolate, but peanut butter also. I get the natural kind, so the one that's low in sodium. And I like these little cups just because it's easier while I'm on the go. I could just dip like my fruit or my, whatever in it. And y'all, let me tell you, strawberries and apples are my go-to for the peanut butter. One thing I will say, you have got to keep it to 2 tablespoons per day. Again, the same thing like with the nuts. Too much of this can be too much fat for the day. And this one in particular is actually a little bit more than 2 tablespoons. So I never eat the whole cup. It helps me to be mindful of like my intake or whatever. So that's why I just say, these are some really awesome go-to snacks throughout the day. Some other things that I don't have out here sitting. Of course, you got your graham crackers, and then I like to actually get the low-fat kind with honey. I like the Skinny Pop popcorn. That's a really good alternative if you're a big snacker like I am. And then just little other things that like yogurt, but make sure you don't get the yogurt that's filled with like added sugar, because there's quite a few out there. Your Yoplait would be a good one, like your Greek yogurt or something like that. Hummus, celery sticks and things of that nature. I'm not a big raw veggie person, but again, that's another great option to have on hand if you are a big snacker like me. I hope the ideas and alternatives I showed you in this video encourage you to go out to the grocery store, walk past that junk food aisle with all the little Daddy cakes, your Oreos, your Nabisco crackers, and anything else, that's not healthy for you. And encourage you to go and pick up more fruits, pick up, the things that are more filling for you, and that will ultimately help you along the way and help you make it through this whole quarantine status we're in right now. So drop below in the comments. Let me know what you think about this video, along with what else you'd like to see on I Hate Me Too.